Hello guys, this is San and I'm back with another video. This video is about an application called IBIS Paint. This is an application for drawing and doing digital illustrations, and this is available on iOS and Android both. Also the mobile devices. Basically it's also available there, and the very same application, like all the features available on iPad which I have are also available on the Android and iOS phones also. So if you are a mobile user and draw on phone, you can definitely check out this video. So I will be giving an overview about this very app along with a little review. Like I will be telling you about how to go about it, and giving you a little overview about the interface and the tools that are available for the same. This application is mainly made for like manga artists. Like it is designed that way that you can draw comics and mangas, but you can definitely do illustrations and such. So like I told, like I have experience with this also before because I used it in my mobile phone. So let's start with the tools first. Like what are the tools? Like this is, let's start with brush tool. These are the brushes available. This application is mainly free, but you can access certain features with the premium version. Like the ads will be removed, and the brushes will be free. But all these brushes are also free. If you can like watch a video for a certain amount of time, you can get these for free also. Like if I click this, suppose like you can use it for free. Like this is available for 18 hours. These all brushes are free, and like there is a lot many brushes available. Like let's test out this one. Like you can see the lines are very smooth, but that is not the case when you install the app. The lines are very jittery, so this is the setting you have to do. Like I'll show you how the lines are before the setting is enabled. Let's choose another brush. Let's choose this one. When you try to draw, the jitteriness comes, like brings out. You can like I'm not sure if it's visible on the camera or not, but the lines are very jittery currently. Like when you try to draw things, certain amount of types of shapes and all, so the lines come out jittery like this, I told you. So but when you enable the setting, like you can turn on the stabilizer to full, and do it with real time. The real time is also good. Like you can see the lines are smooth and very pretty. Like they are coming out fine. But if you select after, the lines are much smoother. And like as you can see, the system corrects the lines and places them and makes them more smoother than the one with the real time one. So after is what I prefer. Like when you try to draw shapes or when you try to draw things out, like certain shapes, and maybe you're drawing characters, this feature really helps. Like it makes things so much easier. So as you can see, these are all the tutorials. You can like read through these will help you out to get familiar with the interface, but I'm kind of the person who likes to explore on my own. So I am going to like cancel these all out. So let's move on to the interface now, I think. But like let's start with the move tool, but before that let's draw something. And now let's choose the move tool. Yeah, you can move things around, and you can change the size maybe like this. And then there's another way to resize these. Like you can do it however you want, and you can just select OK. There's another setting, but I'm familiar with this, so we can like go with OK. And now let's move on to the magic wand. Basically it selects the area. Another thing, the gestures, which is also another important thing. This is mainly available on iPad, I think. Basically how you can undo and redo things. These options are available on the bottom of the menu also, but when you double tap things, you can remove things, like undo things, and in triple tap you can redo this. I'm just a second, let me just undo this. Like this is not working, I'm not sure why. Let's just draw another thing and like undo this and triple like with 3 fingers. When we click, it should redo. Just a second, let me check it out. Like 2 fingers for undo, 3 fingers for redo. Look, it worked. Like I'm a little like new to this, so please bear with me. So let's move on to lasso tool. Basically this selects things, and there are other options. I am unfamiliar with these options. Let's move on to the filters. Like there are a lot many left filters available. Like you have so many options to choose from that you can experiment a lot. Like you can make changes to these very filters. There are options to make these filters work very well, and you can just close it here. We are going to explore these later on. So let's move on to the brush tool. Like we have already seen, you can click here and there are so many brush options available, and almost all of them are for free. Certain brushes you can access after watching a free a video ad. And here you can see how many brushes we have. We can try some out. Like this one, this seems like a grass one, I think. Let's think about test out another one like this one. Like there are so many brush options we can choose from. Like this heart one also, it's so pretty. We can create shapes out of these brushes, like use it as a stamp, or maybe make things, make pretty patterns on clothes, or maybe with the backgrounds. We can also switch between eraser and the brush through this bottom menu, which makes it super easy to work about. And these are the size settings. You can change the size of the brush and the eraser from here. And this is the fade setting, basically how much fade you want, like if you want things to fade out after a certain point. And this is the eraser tool, like I told you, and this is the smudge tool. Let's move on to the smudge tool now. Here now we can smudge things. These are mainly available on desktop apps, if you're familiar with those, like Photoshop and Clip Studio Paint. This is the blur tool. I'm not sure if it's visible clearly, but yeah, it blurs things out. And here we have some special pens. I haven't used these before, so let's see what these do. These pens do different things, I think. Like this one removes things, I think. Now what about the other one? Like these special pens do certain things, I think. Here, this is the last one. We will have to test things out. Now let's move on to the text tool. These are the text settings, I think. Let's try see how we can access things. There are size, spacing and stuff available. We can add background also. I'm a little confused. Let's just bear with me. I'm not sure how to access my keyboard to write. Okay, so here's how you access it. Basically you type it here. Let's type hello for now. And now let's change the as you can see, this is how it looks. We can change the size, and this is something else, I'm not sure what. And this is the background. We can leave it like that. And I'm not sure how to remove this, so we can move on. Let's just see if this undoes. Now this rotates it. Let's just leave it there. And next is one of the tools it's known for, the panel tool. Basically we can create panels for manga and maybe webtoons, webcomic stuff. This is pretty handy if you want to do stuff like that, manga, webtoons. Like I told you, we can create panels easily. So like I told you, this app was first designed for such things, for making comics and all. So making panels is so much easier than this. You can do a lot, spacing. You can do horizontal spacing, vertical spacing, even the thickness of the line. It makes it so much easier. We can also divide the lines. Let's try doing that. Simple, it's very simple. You can so easily do so, make multiple panels and do paneling easily. You can storyboard easily with such tools. These tools really help in such things. So now let's move on to the eyedropper tool. Basically it lets you choose the color like out of the drawing, whichever color you want. Let's just change the color to demonstrate. Let's take the skin color. Now select the eyedropper and we can choose it. Like we have it's also readily available with like brush tool also. Like if you are using brush tool and all of a sudden you want a black color, maybe white one, you can simply press hard and the color will show up, and like this it's available. These are the canvas setting. Basically if you want to change something about the canvas, it's available. If you want to basically resize it, rotate it, maybe trim it, like a lot of options available for the canvas setting. So now let's move on to the bottom menu. Like this you can access brushes and eraser. So let's move on to the brush settings. These are the brush settings. Like for a particular brush you can change about anything you want. Like all these settings are available. Like you can see there are a lot many options. You can like customize the brushes to your own preference. Like you can create multiple brushes out of these and maybe make something that you like more. Maybe it's the brushes available are not up to your taste. You can change things out and maybe make something that you like. Like there are a lot many options. Like you can even add textures, like as you can see, and there are so many texture options available also. And look, there are so many settings available. Basically you can do a lot with this. There's this dynamic one also, like thickness and all, minimum thickness, maximum thickness. You can even change basic stuff like that, and it's available for all brushes. And I think it's also available for the erasers also. Like also they have made this easier for us to distinguish in these two by making the eraser brushes darker, and the same settings like with the brush tool are available for the eraser also. So, and these are the colors. Basically we have the palette and the wheel and everything. Basically we can choose colors and mix and match and maybe create something that exactly what we are looking for very easily. Here you can see I think I have selected the, yeah, here it will be more visible now. Here we can choose so many, like we can create and choose colors, maybe make palettes of whatever kind of colors we want. Now these are the layer settings. Like all the layer settings you might be familiar with if you have used desktop apps like Photoshop or maybe Clip Studio Paint. You can like there are so many options available. Like let me demonstrate first. Let me just make some lines, and now we can flip these around horizontally and vertically, and even move particular things in the layer, even make these, even you can clear out things. And now let's move on to the other settings which are like, just a sec. Let's just draw something. Yeah, here we can try out like fill this up, and now I'll show you how to do the clipping mask. Like the clipping mask lets you draw in a particular place. Sorry, just a second, let me select the brush tool. Like if I have drawn a circle, I can only draw under it if I have a clipping mask. If I release it, the lines outside are also visible, as you can see. So now these are the filters, maybe I think that is what you call these, but basically these let you change the original feel of the color. Maybe I'm not sure how to go about it, but basically these helps with shadows and all. There are also screen tones which you can see. Like these are pretty patterns you can create. There are a lot many to choose from, and as you can see there are a lot many things. So let's move on to, these are the settings. You can rasterize, rename layer, select opacity, clear white and stuff like that. More settings to play around with to make your workflow easier. So now let's move on to these tools above. These are basically like you can remove, cut and paste, copy and stuff like that. You can do basic stuff. Like I'll show you a little. Like I think I selected something. I cleared the layer, and you can cut and paste and stuff like I mentioned. This is all you can do. Now let's just remove these and move on to the other tool. This is the stabilizer one, like exactly the one I used in the beginning of the video, and these are the shape tools. Let's move on to these. Let's just clear this all out by deleting all these layers, so that our workflow is easier, like I can demonstrate better. So let's just remove these and move on to these shape tools, like drawing tools it's what's called, but basically these are shapes. So like, see, you can see that this one is the line tool, and the line is as per the brush selected. Like if I select this brush, this is the kind of effect I can get. Like I can get different effects with different brushes. So let's just use this one for that, or maybe not. Let's see. Let's choose something a little simpler maybe, or maybe a little one with like straightness, I think. Just a second, let's look for something. Let's use this. Yes, this should work as a good demonstration. So this is the square tool, like I demonstrated, and there is also a circle one, and ellipse also here. I can even choose the corners for this, like if I want 5 corners, maybe 8 corners here. These tools come pretty handy when basically you want to draw certain things. When you're doing art, you want to draw certain things in background, maybe you want to draw accessories. Certain these kinds of shapes and stuff really help out in those kind of situation. Like it's a must if you are using a drawing tool, like for me at least, because there are certain times even when I'm drawing glasses or maybe something else, I need these kinds of tools. And also you can like rotate the canvas. You don't really need to move the whole iPad. You can simply like rotate the canvas, which is also good. So okay, so this is the last one. Like you can create straight lines out of it, I think. But it's pretty handy, like I told you, when you're drawing, especially illustrations and with backgrounds and heavy accessories. So let's move on to the other two, which are the rulers. These are basically the rulers. Let's change the brush for this. Let's maybe use this one. This is my favorite, Dip and Hard. I really like it. Yes. So when you're drawing backgrounds, you need perspectives, and these kinds of rulers really help out in those situations. Like the circle one, you can like create pretty patterns out of it, or maybe make something like a background out of it. You never know, you can go creative on it, really. So there's another ellipse tool, basically like to make things easier for you. You can try this out, like create different shapes and maybe make different kinds of background and stuff here. This is good for making effects. Basically when you're drawing comics, you want to like highlight something, so you can just draw lines everywhere. If you have read comics, you might know what I mean. So these are the symmetry tools. I really like these. Like sorry, let me just turn this off and do it in real time. Let's see. This basically what I draw on one side will repeat on the other. Like I can create heart or maybe other shapes out of it. And just a second, let's do after and yes, like this we can create heart, maybe other stuff. I'm just demonstrating. It's totally up to you how you use it. This is really good. Like I can create so many mandalas out of it. It's so fun. Every time I use this tool, like I end up creating so many different patterns, and it's so pretty. So there's another rotation tool here also. You can see how things go. Like this is so good. There's another. This is also good for perspective. This symmetry ruler, this one that I'm using. Like I'm not going to give you a proper demonstration because I don't really use touch stuff, like not as of yet. But this is really good if you are going to do backgrounds, especially. You will need stuff like this. Like this makes things so much simpler and easier. Like as you can see me doing so. Let's test out the last one also. It is like you can change it however you like options that are available here. As you can see, let's stick to this one and draw on this here, maybe a little something else. Let's zoom in a little here. Basically, these rulers really help out when creating backgrounds. Like you can do a lot of things with these, and you can even change the divisions and all. Maybe make it 4, 5, whatever the number. Like if you're creating mandalas especially, you can go creative on it. These are the materials. These materials are available. Like I told you, this app is basically for manga and webtoons and all. So we also have materials for that also, to make things easier for the artist or the creator. Let's just remove this and I'll show you. Just a second. Let's turn this off. Oh, yes. Look unintentionally what I made. Let's just remove this. Just a second. Yes, now it's removed. Now I'll show you the materials. These are the materials. There are so many available, Japanese patterns, textures. There are so many things you can choose from, an unlimited resource of materials you can use for your project. Maybe in backgrounds, look, so many pretty patterns you can use. Let me show you how you can use one. This one, you can zoom in and zoom out to make patterns more dense, or maybe use a single image out of it like this, or maybe create a very dense pattern. You can do a lot with these, and there are so many options to choose from. And there are even mechanical stuff, plants also, if you want to give plants to your background, or maybe do something along those lines. Maybe these little things adds more and more to the background, or maybe stuff like that, and adds more to your illustration, makes your workflow easier, especially when you're drawing comics where you need to do stuff in a weekly or monthly basis, to do things which are time bound. You can totally use these stuff and make your work easier and more prettier. There are furnitures to laces and all, accessories to choose from, which you can use in your artwork and make draw pretty backgrounds and stuff. So also you can favorite stuff, so it's easily accessible to you. So guys, this is it for today. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please be sure to subscribe to my channel and like this video. Bye.